Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. A few weeks ago I had the chance to raise the mainsail on Sampaguita for the first time since I bought her a year ago. I know that's crazy, but with many months of engine work and then some quite strong winds recently where I've only had the head sail up, I just haven't had the chance to get the mainsail up. And so ahead of the summer season I took the opportunity one evening, look at that sky, where there was no wind, and lifted the mainsail. And yeah, I found a bird's nest in the sail bag, and I wasn't the only one in the marina to have that, so I don't think that was anything about the state of my boat particularly. But if you leave that cosy little place for a few months next to a bird sanctuary, that's the kind of thing that can happen. So I thought I'd just explain a little bit about how my sail works. I've done a lot of sailing on a lot of different boats, but every boat is different. This boat is actually quite simple. You attach the mainsail halyard to the very top of the sail. The mainsail halyard goes over the top of the mast and then back down, and as you pull it, the sail goes up on some tracks against the mast. And so you can have full sail quite easily. But you don't always want full sail, so if the wind picks up or if you want a calmer passage with more nervous or inexperienced sailors, it's comfortable to put a reef in the sail. And I put a picture on the screen here, and you can have a look at the picture as you can see my sail going up and down over the next few minutes. Reefing is about trying to get a nice triangle without the full sail deployed, and so generally, and on this boat, that's achieved by taking care of some clews, which are like reinforced holes in the sail that are close to the mast, and also some clews that are on the end of the sail. So that allows you to pull it down at both ends, if you like. And my reefing lines are a bit crusty and old, so I wanted to get the sail up in order to decide what to do about them. And the answer is I'm going to replace the first reefing line and second reefing line, and I'm not even going to replace the third. The reefing line, I'll take it off. Most boats don't use the third reefing line very often, and I'm not going to be out in difficult conditions, and so I'll just take it off altogether. And so generally what you do is you release the vang, which allows the boom to rise a bit, and you pull on the topping lift, which is the red line there, which pulls up the end of the boom, and that takes all the strain off the sail. And then you let the sail drop down until you can put a clew through this hook called a ram's horn, which is at the against the mast. So that secures one end. And then there are these reefing lines that go from the boom up through a reefing clew, back down to the end of the boom, then along inside the boom back to the mast on my boat. And so you can then pull down on that, and that achieves tension down at the end of the sail. And so here I've done the first reef, I've now put in the second reef, and here I'm putting in the third reef, and it's always a similar process of lowering the sail, attach the clew through the ram's horn and lift the sail again, and then pull on the reefing line to achieve tension on effectively what we call the outhaul, which is how the sail is pulled to the end of the boom. So while it is straightforward on this boat, it does require me to be on the coach roof, so I'm going to have to be really careful. Normally I would do this with the sail not under tension, and so you would head into the wind generally, but it is a bit of a dangerous thing to do. You're up there, the boom can be swinging around, and I'm very interested in folks' ideas about how to do this well, and if there's any maintenance I should be doing. So for example, there's some little cars that in this case, rather than cars with wheels, there are little plastic clips in a track up the mast that allows the whole sail to go up. If anyone's got any advice about how to lubricate that and keep that in good order, let me know. Ideally, when you do this well, of course you're looking for great sail shape, and I'm no expert on that, and other people can comment or give me some links to some better resources. I'm just glad to get the sail up at the moment and practice. Also, the sail should have some battens in it to help it maintain its shape, and I don't have those, and so that's the next thing I'm going to replace. I'm going to measure those and replace those over the next week or two. I'm going to take off the third reefing line. I'm going to replace reefing lines 1 and 2 so that the lines are lighter, less salty. They'll move more freely through the various wheels and shackles and things that allow them to move, just so that the whole thing is easier to do. Now this is a Moody 31, and it's not easy to sail alone. Don't forget, I've only had my auto tiller on. If you've been following the videos for a couple of weeks, I obviously need an auto tiller if I'm on my own to then head the boat into the wind so I can even attempt to get up on the coach roof safely. But now I've got my auto tiller, I'm itching to try this outside the marina for real, and hopefully I'll get a chance to do that over the summer. When all this is done, I edited this video. This whole process took about an hour, which is why you can see the sun going down. I kept coming down and taking pictures and sending it to my dad, who unfortunately wasn't there to witness this. Then it came time to lower the mainsail, and that's just a case of calmly easing the mainsail halyard, and you'll see the sail comes down. You can give it a bit of encouragement if it needs, and trying to do it in a way that the sail kind of stacks in a zigzag motion back down on the boom. And there are some lazy jacks which are very faintly visible here. These are lines, thin lines, forming a slight web, if you like, outside of the sail on both sides, and that just allows the sail to be a little bit controlled as it's coming down, and it doesn't flop all over the boat and create a mess. But the sail came down quite easily, and I always did it up and down a few times just to make sure I was confident about how to do it. I hope you enjoyed that video. I'm really looking for advice. There's many people more expert at this than me. Anything about lines and getting a good sail shape, how to lubricate the various mechanisms, please let me know in the comments below so that I can gain from your experience. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I've got some videos coming. I did take the boat out to Portsmouth, so I had to motor through 25 knot headwinds, and I'll have a video about that. That was on the Saturday before Father's Day. The next day, Father's Day, my father and my eldest daughter came to Portsmouth, and we were hoping to sail back, which is why I was practicing with the mainsail here. But the forecast winds didn't turn up, so we had the headsail up for half an hour if I'm generous. There was certainly not enough wind in the right direction for mainsail. So look out for those videos, and I've also popped a short video on. I put the GoPro underwater just to check the new anode and the prop shaft and the rudder, and I managed to start the fish, so look out for that short video. And there'll be plenty more content coming up, especially as I'm heading out the end of July with my wife for 4 days, or rather 4 nights. So we're going to do 2 nights in marinas, 2 nights at anchor or on mooring buoys, and we should get a great video out of that, especially if she brings her DJ gear and does some streaming. And I've also ordered a Starlink Mini so I can work better on the boat and have better broadband when out and about, so look out for the install of that too. Thanks for watching.